Have you ever wondered how far someone would go for love? True love, the kind that doesn't need words, that asks for nothing in return, but when tested, could cost even one's own existence. That's right, in the universe of death. Note, the Shinigami Rem showed that even a creature born to reap lives could lose herself, or perhaps find herself in a feeling that seemed impossible. Love for a human named Misa Amane. Rem wasn't like Ryuk, who only saw Earth as a playground and death as a joke. She carried with her a sense of responsibility and a different perspective on humans. When she met Misa, that fragile girl broken by tragedy and fueled by her obsession with Kira, Rem saw something that touched her deeply. Misa was human, yes, but there was such raw pain within her that Rem felt something close to compassion. And from that strange bond was born a silent promise to protect Misa at all costs. The curious part is that while Yagami saw Misa as a useful piece in his twisted game of power, Rem saw in her a life worth protecting. Pure irony. A god of death concerned with preserving life, but that was Rem cold on the outside, yet carrying a heart that burned in silence. Every move she made was calculated to keep Misa safe, even if it meant confronting Light himself, who manipulated the girl without a shred of remorse. And it's at this point that the story becomes even more intense. Rem knew exactly what the price of her choice would be. The rules were clear. If a shinigami used the Death Note to extend the life of a human they loved, their own existence would come to an end. It was suicide. But for Rem, there was no dilemma. Misa's happiness and safety were more important than eternity. But before I go on, let me pause for a quick note. If you love feeling every detail of a scene like this, where sound is just as important as emotion, you need to check out the *** Marshall Emberton to ***, a portable speaker with a rock and roll soul. It's compact, stylish, and powerful, perfect to turn any soundtrack into something visceral. Just imagine reliving the tension of Death Note with that kind of heart-thumping audio. It's a whole new level of immersion. Back to Rem, the decisive moment came when Light tried once again to corner Misa, putting not only her freedom but also her life at risk. And it was there, before Kira's cold manipulation, that Rem made her final decision. With her invisible shinigami hands, she wrote the names of those who threatened Misa in the Death Note. And the moment she did it, she knew. Every letter written was also a strike against herself. The silence that followed was heavy, almost suffocating. Rem didn't scream, didn't hesitate, didn't make excuses. She simply fulfilled the promise she had made to herself: protect Misa, even if it meant disappearing forever. And as her figure began to fade into the air, her sacrifice echoed like thunder in the deadly chess game Light believed he controlled. The most striking thing is how this act changes the entire logic of the Death Note universe. A shinigami, an entity that exists only to reap lives, chooses to break the rules of her own world in the name of a human feeling. It's as if Rem had proven that even death can be touched by life. And here's the reflection. Did Rem truly sacrifice herself only out of love? Or was it, deep down, her way of showing Light that no matter how intelligent and cold he was, there was something he could never manipulate: the purity of a true sacrifice? In the end, what remained was the emptiness of her absence, and the irony that her death, meant to save Misa, ended up strengthening Kira's plans even more. But Rem's legacy remains like a scar in the heart of the story, reminding us that even gods of death can be lost in the mystery of life. And so I ask you, in a world where even a shinigami can sacrifice herself for love, do humans really still have an excuse not to do the same?